Today's Meta Monday episode dives back into Fenriloogamon. The narrative of today's video is going to look at Fenriloogamon after some in-depth testing. With regards to this video, I cover a few new cards you can use if you haven't already started using them, along with a little promotion of merchandise that's making its way onto the channel. As always, if you enjoy these types of videos, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. BT20 introduces a slew of new cards for Fenriloogamon, some of which are SOC and also tack on the additional trait of Seekers. But honestly, how good are these cards, and which ones are most useful? The first card up for discussion is going to be the new Loogamon. This dual-colored level 3 can Digivolve off bowmon for a cost of 0, or you can Evo for a cost of 1 from a red or yellow level 2, even the new BBmon. On play, you can reveal the top 3 cards of the deck, and add 1 card with the SOC or Seeker's trait, and 1 Eiji Nagasumi among them to the hand. Introducing a searcher now means that you can definitely consider taking out the Ukomons now, because you'll have more archetype-specific cards that can be Digivolved in the back, played to search, and recycled via your numerous effects that can play out level 4 or lower Digimon with Dark Animal or SOC trait. Loogarmon supplements this type of motif because you are typically trashing cards from hand, which means you could return another component to use it in combination of your bowmon's effects stacking on effects of Digivolution. But after looking over the BT20 meta in Japan, and also cross-referencing some of the data off of eggmanevents.com, one of the few English events from EagleX's webcam events indicates an extremely diverse meta. To that end though, there aren't too many builds that utilize option cards that can delete. But because you are utilizing the new Loogamon and loogarmons, these provide ample DP buffs for your Digimon that can help you stay alive against a lot of the bigger Digimon, whether it be Omnimon X, Alphamon or Yukin, and more. Ultimately, it's because of these early results that indicate to me that while the soloogarmon could be worthwhile to run, it's not a security heavy format in which you'll need the newest one. As a result, your level 5 line will not change. As for Kazuchimon, the newest variant does have a Seeker's trait, which means you do have ways to search for this particular card with the BT20 Loogamon, and it can Digivolve off purple level 5s for a cost of 4, or a specific Seeker's trait one for a cost of 3. Because you are opting out of the new soloogarmon, you'll always have a Digivolution cost of 4. But this card isn't really important for Digivolving as its inheritable is what is specifically important. Because all turns, once per turn when your security is removed from, if this Digimon has Fenriloogamon in its name, you recover 1. Meaning you have guaranteed 2 trashes at 1 security because your typical Fenriloogamon combo will trash security, alliance and eat 2 security before you recover and do it again. This gives you potentially 2 trash security, along with 3 to 4 total security that you battle through. Kazuchimon is also able to attack when a Tamer is mind-linked to it, which is where the next crucial piece comes into play. With the Tamers, you're definitely going to swap out the old Eiji Nagasumi for the new dual Tamer. Interestingly, this is one of the few Tamers that can mind-link only when your Digimon are played or Digivolved into. Because of this means that when Kazuchimon Digivolves, you could mind-link it with this Tamer and immediately go for an attack. But because the Loogamon can typically tuck this Tamer under without having a mind link, this is where some real value is. Not to mention, when you Digivolve into Fenriloogamon, you can trigger the effect to tuck the new Tamer before Fenriloogamon's effect activates. But for the newest options to consider for this deck, I have been seeing more players use the Demon Wolf of the Castle of Nine Wolves. And while it can accelerate your win condition, whether it's played or hit in security, I also kind of like the delay memory even if Fenriloogamon Takemikazuchi kind of cheats the system. To that end, the newest option card I've been observing and testing myself at this point are Great Memory Boost or Amber Memory Boost. Whether you want fellow waifus fighting by your side, or fellow Doggo Terriermon and Weird Twin Lopmon, these are another search piece that not only add purple components, but yellow or green as well. And you know who's yellow or green? Kazuchimon! Overall, it's time to head to the deck profile, right? Right? Nah. I'm going to drop a brief sneak preview of the sleeves that are going to be hitting the Digi-Panda channel. And god, do I hope Bandai doesn't do something to this deck to just kill people's love for the doggo. Please don't hit bowmon. Please. But that aside, it's time to look into the deck profile of what most players will likely be gravitating to. And overall, it is very simple. 4 bowmons from BT14 take the cake, and eat it too. These eggs are perfect for the deck, and assuming these aren't hit on the restriction list, you bet the deck will continue being strong. Level 3s, you keep them all strictly Loogamons now, and because of the fact that we have so many high DP Digimon in the format, the DP buffs actually will be prioritized from BT20. The remaining ones are the BT14 one at 4 copies for gaining memory when a Digimon with the SOC or Dark Animal trait is played, with 1 copy of Loogamon from BT15 for deleting floodgates. With all Loogamon targets now, you honestly have many hits, but remember, you're only on 9 rookies. Because of this, there is also the consideration of going back to Ukomons, but I personally want to build the stack as quickly as possible. And if the upcoming format does develop into a more floodgate heavy format, you can definitely switch back to using more of the BT15 Loogamons to delete them. Loogarmons likewise, the BT15 variant provides a DP buff when you attack and when digivolving. This is another great utility for adding DP if you really need it. While the last 4 slots each go to 1 tech copies of BT14 for extra memory, 1 for recycling components, and then 2 copies of Tyrannomon. Keep in mind, you have 5 total copies of Digimon here in the level 4 category that can give you additional DP buffs. And because you also run 5 variants that can do the same thing in the other category, this also helps as well to maximize your DP buffs. As for the level 5s, again, nothing changes here. And with your level 6s, nothing really changes here either except the Kazuchimons. With the level 7s, could you run an ace? You could, but from my research and playtesting, it appears that if you're going in with the ace variant, you're playing less aggro and more control. Simultaneously, you'll likely swap the level 4 lineups with Darugamons to get that taunt to force your opponent to attack and clear Digimon on board with the Blast Digivolution. But options make some of the largest changes with purple scrambles for playing back Loogamon and starting your combo. Great memory boost for searching for any of your purple pieces minus Tamers and other option cards. And of course the wisdom trainings to look for your purple Tamers. I'm personally not a fan of the Demon Wolf of the Castle of 9 Wolves, but if you like it, you like it. I think putting up with memory more helps with playing Tamers like Analog Youth and setting up the trash. Finally, Tamer-wise, your lineup goes to 2 BT17 Codecracker Fangs for memory fixing, 3 copies of Codecracker Fang and Hacker Judge from BT20, and of course the best white Tamer in the game, Analog Youth. Analog Youth is set to get another printing soon, which means if you were expecting a potential restriction, I am still not seeing it. In conclusion, with the potential restriction of cards in the coming week, Analog Youth, bowmon, and a few other cards on a lot of people's minds, remember, with the way Bandai does restrictions, they're normally tailored more towards the Japanese meta and not necessarily the English release. Generally, what are your thoughts on Fenriloogamon, and do you think more cards from BT20 could be used? And most of all, are you psyched for the up-and-coming sleeves hitting the channel? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you hopefully with more content this week. This Digi-Panda, logging out.